Hello YouTube, we are live once again for another Tie of the Week Live. Today is a special day. We are here in the Windy City, Chicago. We are here with my BFF, Jordan. We go way back in the day, before there was a day. And yeah, we're gonna tie a couple of flies here tonight. Tonight will be Jordan's first night on a vise. He's going to watch a couple, or one or two, or don't matter. And then we are going to get busy tying a couple of flies. So we'll just wait here a minute. I don't have my laptop, so I won't be able to hit my share button. So I'm depending on you to hit that share button. And give me the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and all that fun jazz. Today was a fun day. We spent a little bit of time, went out to the Chicago Fly Fishing Outfitters. One of their things is, what do they say? Quit wishing and start fishing. All right, we got PJ in the house. Welcome, my friend. We're a little bit away from home tonight. We are here in Chicago once again, so let's go ahead and tie up some flies. This was part of the bounty at the Chicago Fly Fishing Outfitter shop. Look at this bag. I mean, this is a Whiting Fly Tires Variety Pack. I mean, 16 bucks. I haven't had a chance to really dig into it. It was a sealed package, so I couldn't open it up and give it any kind of full inspection. Yeah, exactly. So we did get some grizzly, we got some black, some chartreuse, and you know, this is just a nice little menagerie of a little bit of everything. And we're going to continue with our freestyle theme, and we're going to do some freestyling. I picked up some larger hooks at the shop. These are Impeka 9395s, size 4 hooks that we're going to be tying on tonight. Let's go ahead and pop those open. What I like about these are they're just good, solid, standard streamer hooks. Let's get this started. We'll tie one up. I have no control over the focus, so hopefully, here we go. All right, we got Jimmy in the house. Welcome, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Welcome from Chicago. Let's see, we got some pink beads. We're gonna add a little bit of pink to this. Why not? And one of the things that I like to do with these new packages of beads is this has all the information that I need on it. So what I like to do is just rip this part off, and this will end up living inside my little plastic bag here, so I don't lose the information of what size we are working with. But we're gonna throw a pink bead on there, why not? So this is a big old bead, so it doesn't really matter, but my typical MO is I'll throw the hook in the vise a little crazy. Maybe we'll have to move this just a little bit closer. Hopefully it'll stay in focus. And naturally we have the small size of the bead and the large opening of the bead. And we'll see if we can't squish that past the barb. And we'll just let the vise help us out and hold that in place. So we'll just make we'll throw a pink bead head up there. I think that looks all right. And let's use a Danville's 210 denier. This is a flat waxed nylon thread. We all know how we like our waxed thread. It really helps in the tying process, keeping everything in place. So how are we doing out there, people? I know we saw PJ, we saw Jimmy. Who else do we have out there tuning in tonight, live from the YouTube land? All right, so we're going to teach Jordan here how to tie.
I've never done it before.
He's never done it before. All right, so I kind of just went on autopilot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my bobbin in my right two fingers, my pointer finger and my thumb, and I can use the rest of my hand to kind of feel the tension and the spool spin in the bobbin. And I'm going to just take a couple of wraps in my right or my left hand, and I'm going to start on the far side of the hook, and I'm going to pull towards myself. And I'm just going to take my thread, I'm going to go up and over, up and over, up and over. Now this piece, I'm going to fold back into the left, and I'm going to start to cover that thread with a thread that's coming out of the bobbin. And I usually like to keep about 1 inch or so of thread hanging off of that bobbin. We'll go ahead and trim off that little tag end. All right, so this is what we're talking about. As far as cutting position for our scissors, especially if you have any kind of shakes like this guy does, he's got a shaky hand due to a machete incident back in the day, of all things. It's true, it's true. So what I like to do, instead of coming at my material on the top like this angle, I take my elbow and I turn it in and I flip my scissors upside down. And what I can do is I can use the top shank of that hook to steady my scissors. And then I can just trim that off nice and close. So, we got our thread on, and let's just take our thread back to our main tie-in point. I'm just going to wrap with nice close wraps, touching. We're just going to build a nice thread base. All right, I'm going to stop my thread there. So when it hangs, it's going to hang like a plumb bob between the tip of the hook and the tip of this barb. And if you're using a barbless hook, you just have to use your best judgment. But this is right at that tip of that bend where that starts to fold over. So let's tie in some material. We got this nice UV2 Flashabou. If it ain't chartreuse,
it's no use.
it's no use. That's right. He's a good learner.
Pay attention.
Pays attention. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of marabou on here. We'll throw a little bit of marabou tail. And this is a strung marabou. It's all held together by the stems by that string. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find one towards the end and just pluck it out. Nice and easy, huh? I'm sorry about the autofocus, ladies and gentlemen. I have no control over that. Oh, focus, 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 focus. There we go. And it said bad connection. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my tail out proportionate to the length of the shank of my hook. So with the stem aligned with the eye up front and the tip of the feather towards the rear, I'm going to measure out 1 hook's length, right? Just like that. So I got 1 hook's length of material. I'm going to transfer that from my right hand to my left hand like a magician. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Ta-da! So all that measured material is in the tip of my fingers, the meat of my fingers, and beyond. And I can take that and I'm going to line that up with that thread hanging straight down. I'm going to take my bobbin, I'm going to go up and over with a soft wrap just to grab the material. I'm going to start with the second wrap. Now I'm starting to add a little bit of tension. I'm going to take 2 or 3 wraps. And all my wraps, if you notice, Jordan, they're all stacked right on top of each other because our Danville's flat wax thread is just like it describes. It's a flat thread. Think of it like a dental floss opposed to a thread from a shirt, which is round. And it's designed that way so we can take all these extra wraps on top of it without building up any additional bulk. So now we got that on there. Let's go ahead and we're going to just fold that back and we're going to take our thread and bring it forward and we're going to do an open spiral. We can sit there and cover all this hook again, but that's just a waste of time and a waste of thread at this point because we already have a solid thread base. So I'm going to park my thread just behind that bead head. I'm going to use both hands and I'm going to wrap this around the shank of the hook. This is a technique called palmering, just like our good friend Arnold, Arnold Palmer. And this is going to help build up the thickness of the body. We could easily skip this step and we could have just trimmed that off, but we're just going to wrap this forward. I'm going to hold this up and to the right with my right hand just a little bit, left hand. I'm going to take my thread, I'm going to lock that in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple wraps, 2, 3 wraps, maybe a fourth. Now I can really start to bind down on that. All right. Again, I'm going to take my scissors on the top side of the hook at this perpendicular angle, and I can trim off my little excess. Not much remainder there. All right, a couple more wraps just to make sure we got our material locked down. Now I got to bring my thread from the front to the rear. Think of it, I call it parking the truck downriver. If you go on a float trip, you have to have your vehicle at your takeout point in order for you to go on the rest of your day. And if you don't have your thread where you want to end up, then you will oh, we might have a special guest appearing here in a moment. We got a kitty cat behind the camera. You want to play with these feathers, don't you? I know you do. So I'm going to take my thread. All right, we're going to
Lately, no.
I'll just introduce everybody to Lately. There's Lately. Say hi to Lately, everybody.
Hey,
Our favorite.
You're a star.
Our favorite black.
Nope.
Our favorite black cat. All right, Lately, you gotta go, bud. See ya. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm up front now, and I'm gonna take my thread from the front to the rear, and again, I'm just gonna do an open spiral. I'm not necessarily too concerned about concealing all that material underneath. I'll bring it to that main tie-in point between the tip of the hook, tip of the barb-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of a woolly bugger feel to it, so we're not going to concern ourselves too much. All right, let's see. Here we go. We picked up some material that I haven't messed with yet. This is a Frizzle Chenille wide Frizzle Chenille in white. Kind of a white pearl. It says pearl green. Do you see any green in there?
It's kind of a green shimmer.
Green shimmer,
So
greenish hue. All right, let's get some of this out. Let's check this out. It looked interesting, kind of an impulse buy. This is nice and thick. I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this in here at the rear, but I want to get this down to the main core of it. So I'm going to strip some of this fuzz off.
Mm-hmm.
And get it down to those 2 inner threads.
Yeah.
Choking up on it with my left hand, I can grab the bend of that hook. And this is where I'm going to teach you about the soft wrap and a full tension wrap. So if I come at it with a full tension, you'll see how it just pushes those 2 threads over.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I'll come in with that soft wrap. And one locks it, and then I can add a couple more wraps with full tension. All right, we'll set that off to the side. And you guys know how we'll do this, bring it into focus. You guys know how I roll. I don't like to trim my material because I don't like waste. And if I trim this off at, say 6 inches, I might end up with a little bit of waste at the end. So we'll keep that there.
The wife wants to know if you eat lamb.
I do. We'll be enjoying some lamb tonight. Okay, so let's check out some of this hackle. Well, let's do some chartreuse. Ooh, we also have some of this. This looks pretty cool. We also got some of this green. Let's see, will this be good enough for a woolly bugger style? Probably not. So we'll omit that step for now, and we'll just bring our thread forward. Why not? We'll just do that regular chenille body, and now we can park our truck downriver. We'll leave our thread right behind that bead head. Now we're going to do the same thing we did with that marabou at the very beginning. We're going to take touching wraps, bringing our material forward. And as I bring it forward, I'm going to kind of pull some of this material back so I don't trap any of this wonderful fuzzy frilly stuff. I like it. This is going to be a nice bugger. Well, not quite a woolly bugger, but it's going to be a nice fly. So we're going to take touching wraps. We're just going to do a nice frizzy chenille wide body. We're just going to take touching wraps, bringing it forward nice and slow, keeping the material from locking down on itself.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually going to turn out pretty nice. We'll just work it forward. And we're going to do, I don't know, what do you want? The regular chartreuse or this green? We're going to do a little hackle collar up front. We'll let you decide. Because this is a legit freestyle. This is no planned pattern. We are just going bananas here. It'll fish, that's for sure. Right now, the fish are really hitting the white flies, white streamers, even white little midge and larva. Come on, lately.
Cat thought he had it.
Thought he had it.
His guard's down.
Okay, so we're up towards the front. I'm going to bring my material. Once again, I'm going to hold it with my right hand. I'm going to hold it up and to the right just a little bit. Left hand. Take my bobbin. I'm going to go directly over the back side, and that locks that in.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to hold my material up because what that does is that creates a little dam for my thread to hit and slide down, and that will land at that same point time and time again. So I'll just take a couple more wraps, locking that down. We'll come in with our scissors. Again on the top side, trim that off. This is going to be awesome. I think as this is right here, right now, this is not, that's not a bad looking fly. But we want to add a little bit of collar up front, a little bit of color up front. So did we want to go with this plain chartreuse, you think?
Yeah, I mean, this
or do we want to add a
like
little grizzly? Do you like the grizzly?
Yeah.
Let's add some grizzly. Okay, so this is a little bit of grizzly hackle. It's still on the hide. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pick one out, take it down to the stem, and pluck it off. Alright, so if you look at the feather closely, you'll see that it's got its main barbs, and then it has the down portion like you would find in your triple fat goose coat.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not interested in all that extra fluff, so we're just going to go ahead, take our scissors, and just trim that away. Alright, we're going to fold the barbs down just a little bit, and then we're going to do what I call the high and tight. I'm going to come on either side of the stem, and I'm just going to give it a little trim, and that makes a little anchor point. See how that anchor point is? I'm going to take that little anchor point, and I'm going to leave the top side of that feather and tie it in.
Oh, excuse me.
Tie that in facing up. Alright, so I'm just going to get that down there. I'm going to do one soft wrap to capture it, and a couple more turns to lock it in. Okay? Now let's grab our hackle pliers. Because check your watches, folks. You know what time it is? It's hackle time.
Stop.
Hackle time. Boo doo 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 doo. Hackle time. Do you ever use the fluff you cut off? Like, you know, you could save it for a dubbing. But in a general, we'll bring this back into focus. In a general sense, no. I really don't save this extra fluff that I just trimmed off. You could use and I just picked one up at the fly shop, and I do have it's similar to a magic tool, but it's slightly different. They didn't have the proper Mike's magic tool, but what you could do is you could use a tool similar to this, get a bite on it, and use that for a dubbing loop. So we'll go with that. We'll save that for, we'll use that maybe another time. Maybe not tonight. Okay, so let's grab our hackle pliers, and one of the key things when we're using our hackle pliers, we want to make sure that we grab our feather in a straight line, just like so. Because if we don't grab our feather in a straight line, if we grab it at a 90-degree angle like so, when we go to put pressure on it and tension on it, that creates that little pinch point there.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to come through and just grab it in a straight line. All right, I'm going to come around right behind.
No.
Come on, Lately. Quit picking on us.
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
give him one. Give him one to play with.
I think you might.
Might poop it out later.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Well, not the whole thing. Just give him a feather.
Give him a feather?
Just give him a feather to play
Give
with.
him a chunk of skin. That was probably because he really after.
Play with that one. We got a cat here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come around and I'm just going to fold this. This is called a collar. And we're just going to take a couple of wraps right behind that bead head. There we go. 1, 2, 3 wraps. Up and to the right. And then right behind that material, I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to lock that down. A couple of wraps. All right. Now, on some YouTube channels, on some tires, you'll see them, they'll just break. Bring this back into focus. They'll break that hackle feather off. I'm not a fan of that. We'll release our hackle feather. Come on, focus. There we go. We'll release our hackle feather, and then we'll come in and we'll just trim the tip of that feather off. And just get that out of the way instead of breaking it. Because if you break it, you don't know where it breaks, and that's no good for nobody. All right. Couple more wraps, lock everything down. This is a very interesting little freestyle fly. It's different. I like it. So, probably won't have you do this tonight, Jordan.
Okay.
Because I can make this look really easy and really complicated all in the same step. This is called the whip finish tool. And we'll use this to finish the fly. Nope. Come on. No. Come on. I'll brush you. Oh, you like that. All right. So I'll draw some thread out, hold the bobbin in my left hand now. I'm going to come up on that little speed bump, down on the hook, you give it a twist, and 1, 2, 3, and that's secured. But for beginners, we can do the half hitch method. You would use your finger, and you'll put your finger down on it, take one wrap over your fingernail, and you can take that and slide that up and over that bead head.
There you go.
And that'll be a half hitch.
That is a half hitch.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we got a whip finish, and we got a half hitch on there now, so that's going to be good enough. Hold the bobbin, hold the thread, and we'll trim that nice and close. So that's our first Chicago freestyle of the evening. It is what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's a beautiful thing. It looks like a marshmallow with a green tail. Absolutely. So let's take a,
Delicious.
Let's see if we can't get in there a little bit closer. So that's kind of a marshmallow, got a pink bead head, and we got a green tail on there. I really like this. This is, I could almost just, I'm almost tempted to just tie something with just that someday.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what do we say? Do we want to watch Jordan stumble through his very first fly ever? You guys cannot be judgmental. This is a first fly, first tie.
Unless you approve.
Unless you approve.
Can judge.
Then you can judge. So we're gonna go ahead. We'll just slide over. Jimmy likes, yeah, Jimmy, you are a great freestyler. You really get in on that purple. So let's see. We got to start with the hook. This is the Fly Tires bench. It's an absolute mess. This is what we're dealing with already. We got junk all over this table. It did not take me very long to declare this space my own, and yeah, so, you know, obviously we're not at home. We don't have the tires perspective tonight, but we are tying flies, and we are having fun.
I don't know where the camera is. It's over
I
there.
believe it's
right there.
there.
Am I looking at it? All right, well, we won't worry about that.
All right. So I'll help you get the hook in a proper position. Oh, did you want to do the pink bead?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Or did you want to do, we'll do a dumbbell eye next.
Oh, yeah, let's
We'll do a dumbbell eye next after this one. So we'll get our hook and our vise.
Oh, that's not right.
Just like so. And you're going to take this pink bead. And you're going to put, see how that's got that small hole and it's got the big hole. You're going to put that big hole in first, or the small hole in first. So we want the big hole towards the rear once it's completed spinning around. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so we're just going to get this in position. Just like so.
Yeah.
And what we're focusing in on here is having our hook nice and level, because as you can see, oh, we did get an approve. So, all right. Here's your bobbin, good sir. You'll hold that in your right hand.
Okay.
The bobbin.
The bobbin.
The bobbin.
Bobbin right.
And start on the far side of the hook. Pull towards yourself.
Okay.
Take the bobbin and go up and over, up and over, up and over. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Excellent. Now fold this piece kind of back, not quite all the way back, just kind of up about that angle.
Okay.
And start wrapping the thread towards the bend of the hook. Yep.
Do I need complete
You're
coverage?
doing good. You're doing good. All right?
Not
All right, you're gonna pause there.
Up.
We almost lost the marabou.
We're gonna hide that over here.
We almost lost the marabou.
He's a tenacious
right.
cat.
So we're gonna go ahead and trim that off. Take the scissors. Remember, tuck your elbow in, and you're gonna come at it. We'll pretend these
Like this.
Yes, exactly.
Like that and snip.
See, there you go. Shakes or no shake. We're all good. Elbows in. We'll bring this back into focus. Back into focus. Back into focus.
Back into focus.
Back into focus.
Back into focus.
This is almost like a tipsy tire, but not quite. All right, so continue those thread wraps. Keep wrapping that hook till about there. Where did you put that drink?
Oh, it's in the
In
refrigerator.
the refrigerator. We're gonna make this a quasi tipsy tire. So this is a shout out to you, Dave, in I Fly Fish, Montana. We're gonna crack a beverage.
We will be drinking Baderbrow Southside Pride Hella Style Lager. Made here in Chicago, Illinois by the good people at Baderbrow. They make beer. This is not a paid sponsorship. They don't even know I'm doing this.
Lately, we're not gonna be friends if you eat my peacock curl.
So I think I need to go a little bit further.
Maybe 1 or 2 more wraps.
Should see lately when he gets a hold of a mouth.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is Southside
Pride. It's a good beer. Beer flavored beer.
to my old friend Jordan.
To my good friend Guido.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that looks all right. Tail?
Tail. Oh, so I got to pick a tail color, right?
Tail color. We can use that chartreuse marabou for our tail again, unless you wanted to do something different.
Let's do
We got a
different.
whole bag of stuff.
Let's see what we got in here. Oh, see, it's that hide. Lately's like losing his mind.
Lately's losing his mind for the hide.
Let's go. Can we? Because would this work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a freestyle. It all works.
Okay. So I pick one off the edge.
Actually, we're going to pick 2 because we're going to do... This will be similar to a Lefty's Deceiver tail.
Oh, okay. So
So
is that a good one?
try to pick one that might be a little bit straighter.
A little bit straighter.
I mean,
so I
this
think
is-
over on this side is where I'm going to find those
Yeah,
ones.
so this is, once again, this is out of a Whiting Fly Tires Variety Pack. This was a $16 purchase at the Chicago Fly Fishing Outfitters.
This one's got a little crook midway through. Nope.
I think that'll work.
Nope.
Because what we're going to do...
1 second.
Hey, kitty got one. Ah ha 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 ha. We'll go with this one.
He's gonna get real mad later tonight.
Oh, it's okay, Laylee. We'll play with these later. We're going to tie eventually tonight before I put everything up. I'm going to find a paper clip or something, and I'm going to tie something for Lately. So I got these 2 feathers out of this little hackle, you know, and they're kind of twisted. Not ideal for the job what we're going to go for here. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 feathers and we're going to put them, actually, let's line those tips up, hold them about like that, so the tips are lined up. Add that in the mix, line up that tip. So that's 3. Let's do 1 more, line up that tip. You're gonna spin them around in a minute.
Oh, so they don't need to be perfect.
Right, they don't have to be perfect. Imagination is your only limitation. So there's 4, and let's throw a 5th, because I like odd numbers in my tail.
Okay, I've completely destroyed this.
You didn't destroy nothing. Okay, Lately. You're okay. You're okay.
You bring me a mouse and I will give you a feather.
Yes, bring me mice, Lately. Oh, that's a good kitty. That's a good kitty. Careful, we might use you for dubbing later. Alright, so you got those more or less lined up.
About the same length.
About the same length. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those, we're just going to kind of twist them and just kind of disorient so they're not all facing the same direction. We want a little bit of randomness in there. I like it. I like it. Okay, so pinch that with your left hand.
Okay.
All right, and you're going to line that up, and you can actually grab the bend of that hook with your left hand. All right, now with your right hand, take that bobbin. You're going to go up and over nice and soft. Okay, now you always want to be careful. Avoid the tip of that hook. Bring it around. There you go. You're going to do that a couple more times.
Soft, no real tension.
Yep, and now you're going to add more tension. Yep, you're good. And you're going to add a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to pause you for 1 second. I'm going to shorten up this thread. So you always want to keep your thread about 1 inch or so.
Okay.
Otherwise you end up with tier's elbow because you're sitting there tying all day like this.
So
all right.
1 more? Or?
Yeah, let's throw a couple more on there. Excellent. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up and get that out of the way. Go ahead and take a couple wraps in front of that. Go that way just a little bit more at an angle. There you go.
Oh, so this is the open spiral.
Yep, we'll just do an open spiral. Bring that forward. Excellent. All right. Go ahead, 1 more wrap and let the bobbin hang. We're not going to get too much palmering out of this, so what we're going to do is we still want to build up the bulk of the body just a little bit. We're just going to fold that straight forward and take a couple of wraps right as it sits. 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps or so.
4.
Make sure we got proper tension. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to fold all this up at a 90-degree angle off of that hook. Take your scissors and just trim it off just like so.
Like this.
Just like that. That'll work. All right, we'll fold this back and we'll get our thread back to that main tying point. Don't worry about all that extra fun. Yeah, that'll just be fun jazz in the mix.
This is just me taking the truck back up the river.
Yep, back up the river.
Or down the river.
Or up the river. Do you have any paddles? I don't know. Okay, 1 more turn. All right, I think this calls for just a little bit of flash. What do you think?
I think so too.
Little flash, little jazz hands. All right. So I brought with me, and I didn't bring too much with me, I do have some Fly Tires Dungeon. We have some Pearl Web. I think would look good with that. We also have a purple Pearl Web. And we also have a variety of Northern Lights Flash. Any of those speaking to you?
For some reason, the black.
You like the black? I think the black will look fantastic. All right, so what we're going to do before you open that. All right, so what I do here is I trim the corner of my bag so I can come in with my whip finish tool that's got that nice little hook. And that helps me tease out a little bit at a time without having to take the whole lot out.
You know what you're doing.
All right, so go ahead and grab a hold of that and you can trim that off. We'll get that in the camera. Excellent. All right, take that whole lot. Let's see, what do we got for length? Yeah, fold that in half once and you'll trim the loop.
So I cut off the loop?
Yep, you'll go right in the loop.
Oh, okay.
You'll trim it like that, opposed to trimming it like so. Excellent, you got it. For those of you who are watching, if you know what that means, hit yourself. Oh, that's for you. Okay, so we're just gonna do like how we did that. Let's see what we got here. Let's do what we got here. All right, so we're gonna take half of this. We're gonna fold this. We're gonna put this, tie this in on this near side. So I'm just gonna help you out. I'm just gonna hold that about like so. So go ahead and just take a couple wraps.
Soft wrap?
Yep, soft wrap. One, do 2 or 3. Then you'll add tension. So you only do one soft wrap and then you can start to add tension. I like it. All right, so the rest of this, we're gonna fold over to the other side. Now you can take a couple more wraps, locking that in. So now we got that flash, this Northern Lights. This is a black by Fly Tires Dungeon. This stuff is some magical stuff. Look at that. I mean, it's just, it's magical. All right, so we got that going on. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Did you want to add some of the white, or I kind of like this dark.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I kind of like this dark theme we got going on.
Dark fly.
It's a dark fly.
It's like the Batman of flies.
The Batman of flies.
We can go more black, but maybe we should do a little. What material am I looking for the next?
We need something to. We need to think about our body. What do we want to do for our body? We can actually take more of this flash, and we can wrap that around and just do a flash body.
Yeah, we could.
Or we do have. Where's my dubbing?
This guy had a bunch of.
We do have. We got some of this. Pigeon Fly Tyne, my best friend Tyne buddy, was oh so kind, and I do have to pay him back. He was kind enough to send me a whole bunch of little samples of some Fly Tires Dungeon UVX dubbing. The 2 colors that I had. No, we're not doing spun deer hair for a first fly. Come on, Steve. I do have the key lime and the silver cloud, but Pigeon Fly Tyne was super awesome and hooked me up. I got some olive, we got some purple, we got some pink, rust, dun, rainbow, pheasant tail, and black. I think this black would be absolutely fantastic under there. So I'm just going to help us out here. I'm just going to trim some of this off just to get this out of the way just a little bit more. Because I'm going to teach you a little bit about dubbing for your first fly. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do just a little bit and then you're going to follow it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of thread. I'm going to take a little bit of, oh, I know what we could do.
Ooh.
Let's add some rubber legs.
Yes.
Before we go too far.
Yeah.
And these little rubber legs are going to stick off perpendicular off of the shank of the hook. So
baby bug legs. Ooh, and purple.
Yeah.
I think
I kind of. So
I think PJ asked for purple something.
PJ's always asking for purple, and his vice is purple. That's how awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, PJ, what's under there? Underwear.
Under what?
Under what?
Under what?
Under what? Under
what?
underwear? Under there. All right, let's get some of these baby bugs. we tried to get this other guy on that. What are you doing under there? And he would not bite.
He didn't
bite.
For it.
Okay, so let's bring our thread to about right there.
Okay.
Actually, we'll go to right there. We'll start up front and we'll work our way back.
Open spiral?
Open spiral. We're just going from point A to point B. And I'll just go ahead and trim off some of these baby bug
like
legs.
That?
Take a few more wraps. Let's go about up front there. And I'll prepare our baby bug legs. All I'm doing off here is just trimming off. And that's still a little bit too big. We'll shorten that once more. A little baby bug legs. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'll do this first one for you. I'm gonna come underneath the material, underneath the hook, and I'm gonna grab that thread. See how I can lift that thread up?
Yeah.
Okay, that got it into position. And I'm just gonna do one wrap. Now I can take this and I can turn it perpendicular. Okay, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a pull.
And then
I'm going to do a couple wraps this way. I'm going to grab this side and I'm going to do a couple of wraps that way. So that I did a figure 8. A couple more wraps this way. Boy, I kind of like that right there. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's probably just good enough. Or we can do a couple more in the back. All right.
We've got fish coming for it right now.
I think we do got fish coming for it. Okay, so...
Chicago fish.
Chicago fish.
The air fish.
All right, so we'll get our thread. We'll do another. I don't know. It's up to you. It's your fly. You want to add more?
I kind of do. Yeah, this is fun. Why
okay,
not?
so let's go. Let's go
back to the where
that main tying point. So I'll hold this out of the way for you, and I'll let you work your way. This is how you get 4 hands. Black is kick butt, and they hit it with the UV done. Yes, I did bring my UV stuff with me. All right. So you saw how I did that first one. I'm gonna come in here and I'm just grabbing 2. I'm just gonna do 3 strands. No, wait, we'll do 4. 4 strands. We'll trim that. We'll fold it over. 4 and 4 is what? 8. And then we'll do 8 and 8. Actually, no. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave these back ones just a little bit longer than the front ones. So here you go, my friend.
All right.
Okay, so once again, let me get my... Boy, this got... See how this happens?
This happened, yeah.
Okay, I'll use my hemostats. So once again, I'm going to come underneath and up and over, and that'll help it sit right on top.
Okay, so I hold these midway through.
Exactly.
Okay, and there you go. Gotcha.
Underneath.
Up.
Yep. So there you go.
I love the other baby.
We got all sorts of madness going on here.
The other baby bugs. Like that?
Yes. Okay, you're going to do a couple wraps at this angle and then a couple of wraps at that angle. And it's going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, I'm going to get you around the tip of the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have long since evolved beyond the need for butts.
Yes. Oh, man. We need to do this more often. We need to...
Pitiful humans.
Yes.
So then I go this way next? Do I finish this rotation?
Yes, why not?
Yeah, okay.
Why not? Finish that rotation. There you go. Okay, now you're going to come at it this angle. Steve, how you doing tonight, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Once again, we are live in Chicago.
Logan Square, Chicago,
Logan Square,
Illinois.
Chi-Town.
The last bastion of affordable rent.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's just magnetic.
So I need to keep going like this? Did I do this wrong?
No. There is no wrong in fly
I
tying.
feel like this guy should need to be further forward.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay. Well,
Looks great. All right, so now we're going to get on it. We'll get our dub on.
the dub.
Dub.
This would be the dub step?
No, this will be, next will be the dub step.
Oh, next.
We
is
have
the
not
dub
dub stepped yet.
Okay.
We've just stepped. No dub. All step. No dub.
If you can't tell, I'm not cool.
Yeah.
That's like
far from cool.
That joke was
Far
dated.
from cool.
the day I
Hey,
said
Josh is here. Hi, Josh. Dody do.
it. Hey! I haven't seen you, man.
Yeah. Maybe we can tip this up just a little bit. I don't know. I'm working with a tripod that I'm not usually used to. There we go. We're a little slanted, a little crooked. Now we got our face in the picture. Sorry, folks, no refunds.
Sorry.
Okay.
You didn't.
So
pay
I'm
us
just
anyway.
gonna show you a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of a dub, and I'll let you continue on that.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know. Let's pick a color. I think the black will look pretty sharp. We also got this UVX purple. Purple or black? Let me grab my. Okay, so this is what's so special. We'll hide the. We'll get this hook out of the way. So what's nice about this UVX? So we're gonna turn our light source away from us, just for a moment, because we're gonna hit this with the UV. Now don't stare at the light, Jordan.
Why not?
Well, because this thing lights up like a Christmas tree.
Holy crap!
I mean, this is the UV property in here is just nuts. Okay, so we're getting a double. We better double dub it. That's
Double dub blend it.
a double dub.
I know what that means.
Yeah, that's what she
It's
said.
what I know, because
So with the double dub, what he's talking about is we're just gonna add just a little bit, just a little less is always more when it comes to dubbing. We'll set this at a spot where we won't lose it. So we're just gonna take a little bit of this black, and we're gonna take a little bit of the purple. Okay, just a little bit of each, and I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it.
You're gonna mix it.
All right, so we're gonna take our thread and pull a little bit out, hold this in our left hand. Now with dubbing, it's a pinch and twist. You always want to pinch and twist the same direction. Okay, it's not a back and forth. Okay, usually the thumb goes to the left and the pointer finger goes to the right. All right, so I'm just gonna pinch that on. I'm just gonna pinch it on and pinch it on, pinch and twist, pinch and twist. This is way too much. So we're gonna have to go for a smaller section. Like I said, less is more. And you guys usually have the tires perspective on these tie of the weeks in all my videos, but tonight's a special night. We got my boy from back in the day.
We got the noob.
We got the noob. All right, so I got that on there, fairly decent, right? Now I can just take that and I can, oh, I forgot we got all this madness going on.
Legs.
We got legs. We'll work this around the legs.
Want me to like pinch these legs forward?
You know what we can do? We got tools. So we will just come in with our hackle pliers. Maybe that didn't work. Yeah, that's out of the way a little bit. So we're just going to dub this body on. See how that's just kind of getting in there?
It's just giving it some
A little action, a little body in there.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit. We're going to obviously need a lot more. It's hard to... It didn't really mix well, so we'll just stick with one color. So let's stick with, I don't know, purple or black. What's your pleasure?
Let's do black.
All right, so we'll just take that. You're going to grab that and give it a little pinch and twist. Pinch and twist. Oh.
Cool, so I think I got
I miss
it.
you, bud. All right, we're going to stretch that out just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Give it some length.
Yeah.
All right, and then keep going around.
Yep. Just slowly touching wraps, working that forward. You might have to just hold that forward with your other hand. Holy smokes, this hour just flew by. We're already at 50 minutes.
Oh, wow, I guess I better go faster.
No, take your time.
Take time.
Take your time. It's a freestyle. So yeah, it was a good time at the Chicago Fly Shop. It was a wonderful day here in the Windy City. You know why? There was no wind. Took an Uber from the breakfast joint to the fly shop, and then we walked, what, 2.5, 3, 4 miles?
Like 3 or 4,
probably about 3 or 4 miles from uptown to downtown. Was that uptown where the fly shop was?
That was River North. Actually, it gets weird. That was kind of Lincoln Park, kind of, but not really. If you're from Chicago, it's like at Division and Clybourne.
1279 North Clybourne, to be specific.
It's a really good...
and if anybody from the Chicago Fly Shop is tuning in, welcome. Welcome. I spent a couple minutes talking to the proprietors of the shop, the guys that were working behind the counter.
Very nice people.
Very nice people.
So I think I think I'm dubbed.
Okay. Well, you know what we got to do?
We don't want to overdub it.
No, we need to dub more. We need to keep working our way forward. We're almost to our little side wings there.
So we get more black dubbing.
Yeah, why not?
Dubbing.
Dub.
Dub.
Dub, 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 dub. I'm in my element, folks. You know, you know how it is when you get with your old friends. You have a good time. And ultimately that's what fly tying should be about. It's having a good time.
Did I take too much?
Yeah, you took enough for like 5 flies there, my friend.
Oh shit.
Less is more.
Is more. Less is more.
Less is more. PJ, again, Pigeon Fly Tying, thank you so much for sending me this beautiful variety of UVX. This stuff really is quite magical. I really, really enjoy this stuff. You know, I had the key lime and I had the silver I
gotta go on to the front.
Let's see. We're gonna do a little bit more, working our way to right behind those little wings. So we got to get this on just a little bit.
Is coming off.
A little bit tighter. This is called a dubbing noodle, is what we're making here.
Oh, dubbing noodle.
A dubbing noodle. And what works best is if the fibers are perpendicular to start off.
And then it wraps around.
Nice and aerated almost.
Okay.
And we'll just pinch and twist, pinch and twist. We'll keep pinching, we'll keep twisting. Make that dubbing noodle.
That's some good dubbing noodle.
That's a great dubbing noodle.
noodle.
I mean, it don't get much better than that.
There's a thing I know, that's quality in dubbing noodles, and this one really takes the cake.
I love a good dubbing noodle.
Oh, dubbing noodle, man. That's what life's about.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about a good dubbing noodle. Dude, this is something your mother would be proud of. If this was still high school, I think this might go up on your refrigerator.
Then I keep going around like that.
Yeah. No, but not quite space it out. We'll keep going because we can keep adding more. We can keep adding more. I think that'll work.
Yeah, it looks like it timed out.
Yeah. All right. So, did you want to do something behind the bead?
Yeah. Like a
you want to do
collar?
Hey, PJ, about? Thanks for tuning in. I know you probably got to work tomorrow. Drive safe, and I'll follow up with you on those books. When I get back home, I'll definitely check out my used bookstore and give you a call. Same goes to you for Rob. Yeah, I mean, hashtag YouTube's not a book, even though here we are on YouTube. So what do you think? A little black collar?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
All right, so pick one out. Pick one feather out. Probably something. Pick the biggest one out of there as you can find. Whoops.
I can go from the middle?
Yeah, why not? You can go anywhere you want. Ooh, this is pretty.
Oh, wait. Yeah, let's do that.
You got this pretty blue.
some sort of
There we got more black, maybe a little bit longer black.
a kind of very fashionable bird.
Look at this.
I think I like this guy.
You like that guy? All right. So we're gonna. All right. So how we tied that in that first one, we're gonna tie this one in just a little bit differently.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is instead of tying it in by the stem, we're gonna get rid of this fluff anyways, just to get it out of the way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tie it in by the tip. So I'm just gonna splay these fibers back just a little bit. You're gonna tie that in just like so.
Right there.
Just right there.
Soft
wrap. Soft wrap. There you go. Yep, that's good. A couple more locking wraps. Come on, Lately. Come on, Lately. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Yeah, you're a good kitty. We love you.
Table full of feathers.
Table full of feathers. All right, so let's go ahead and spin this up, and we'll trim that little bit off. We'll trim the tip of that feather off.
Elbows in.
Kitty. Yep. Yep, use both hands, however many it takes. Fantastico. All right, we'll get that back into position. Now we're going to grab the back end of this. They're hackle pliers. Nice and in line. Now when we palmer this on, we're going to fold these fibers back. We're just going to wrap... Oh,
I broke it.
you broke it. It's all for nothing. We'll get this on there. One soft wrap, a couple more locking wraps. Nice and tight. What you really want to focus in on is when you're taking your wraps, when you're working on your fly, you want to see that hook bend just a little bit. That ensures that you have proper thread tension. All right, so we're going to wrap that around.
Oh, we wrap with the actual hackle itself.
Yep. So we're going to do a few wraps like so, right behind that thread, and we're going to fold those fibers towards the rear.
And are we moving this way as we wrap?
Nope, we're going to work just our way, just a forward touching wrap. Just a little bit forward. Yep. Ooh, that's nice. So this is tying it in by the tips. This is tying it in like a soft hackle. And even though it is, I don't know, this has to be some reconnecting. All right, we're back. We're back. So I was talking about this. It's got to be some sort of hen hackle. It's definitely not a cock. Yeah, I said that. All right, so hold this up and to the right with your right hand. Left hand, you're going to take your bobbin and go right behind that, locking that in. Yep, a couple more turns. Add a little bit of tension. You're doing good. You're doing good. Doing good.
You want to make sure that the...
Yeah, you want to keep this stuff kind of in the back of that.
Because you always want the hook to bend a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's ensuring you're getting a little bit of tension on it. All right, that seems pretty good. All right, release your hackle pliers. Give that a squeeze. Excellent. All right, we'll trim the rest of that feather off. Nice and close. Good and tight. Where's your elbow? Oh, you went straight for it like a good boy.
Just didn't hesitate.
Didn't hesitate.
No
All right.
hesitation.
So now, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to it?
No, I think
that's a great first fly.
Put that in my cap. Call it macaroni.
Call it in your...
I've been playing like Yankee Doodle 1 2.
Oh, that song. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna teach you how to do that half hitch. Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw some thread out. I'm gonna put your finger down. Take one wrap on your fingernail.
And then
get your finger over there and get that loop up and over that bead. I'm gonna go right behind that bead. And you'll do that 6-8 times or so lately. Come on, bub. Oh, don't you do that. I talk to my kitties all the time. They're good kitties. Add a little tension to it too after you do your half hitch. Excellent. Excellent. Yep, give it a little nice tug. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Cool.
I think that's pretty good. All right. Hold the bobbin, hold the thread, get a little bit of tension on it, and you'll trim the thread off nice and close as you can. Hold the thread up there. Because if you don't hold the thread, there's a high probability of the thread shooting through the tube and into, and then you just got to waste time rethreading. And who wants to do that? So, I think that's going to be a wrap. We've been on for exactly 1 hour and 41 seconds. First fly, first time. Wish mine turned out that nice. Hey,
Teacher.
it's all in the teacher. It's all in the student. Remember, folks, imagination is your only limitation.
On the cat.
And it's all on the cat that's harassing us. So, yeah. You want to leave it at that? We'll call it.
I think we can go on. If anybody's interested in a cat, please let me know. Comment in the comment section, and I'll send you a cat.
Federal Express overnight. All right, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give me that thumbs up. I don't have my laptop tonight, so I'm depending on you, the viewers, to hit that share button for me. That's honestly, that's the best compliment you can pay me, is hit that share button. Because I want everybody to know we are tying here live on All Tied Up Fly Tying School every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Time Zone. Mostly at home, sometimes in Chicago, occasionally in Montana, but look at that.
That is awesome.
We'll turn the light down and check out that UV action. All right, gang. Thanks for tuning in. Happy tying and tight lines. Peace.
Yes.